One that I added to the portfolio today is called vEmpire.
And they are the largest decentralized metaverse investment organization in the world.
Hello, everybody, and what a lovely day it is. Let you kick off, and I'll do some button tapping in the background. You know what comes after Roby and Qcoin? When Binance. Hello, everybody. I have to say that as somebody who absolutely hates listening to a recording of their own voice, I have to sit through that 30-second intro every time, and I think, Jesus, God, is that what I sound like? But enough of the self-pity. I'd like to welcome on Shannon from Shibaverse, who's going to be joining us, if we can bring her on now. Hello. Have we got you?
Hey, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you just fine, and
Okay.
a lovely little sort of razor-looking logo, like Blade.
I gave it the approval to use my camera, and it says it's using it. So
let's see. Unfortunately, I can't see it, but we've got your voice. That is the main thing. That means that we can ask questions. How is everything today? There we go.
There we go. Everything's great. How are you?
Very good. Very good. Excited to hear a bit more about Shibaverse, not Shibaverse. Got to get that one straight first. But yeah, I think it'd be great to introduce the token, the NFTs, the overall protocol, just for those who aren't familiar or might have it confused.
Yeah, so Shibaverse is a metaverse specifically for the Shiba Inu community. Originally, I think we've expanded far past that, but it's an educational metaverse for blockchain enthusiasts.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. Of which vEmpire is a proud member.
Yes.
You've got Cult, I saw. Yeah, maybe are there any others that I'm not familiar
Yeah, we have Pet Crew, which is the largest pet costume company in the world, F9, and we do have a couple other partnerships that haven't been announced yet. So we're working on building out their studios and making it nice like yours. Yours is really cool because it has the underground catacomb and you can go and look at all the different projects and stuff. That's really neat.
Definitely. I think if I say so myself, ours is definitely the best one. Put the most work into that one.
I agree.
But yeah, I think is F9 ready yet? The have I seen it? The commercial.
It's almost ready.
Fair enough.
They're working on it.
Lots of suits in space.
Yes.
Always going to be. Yes. So with the differentiation and I guess the educational aspect, which you already touched on, what is the overarching and main sort of goal for the protocol?
Right. Well, aside from the obvious things like token value, holder count, and becoming one of the top 100 projects, we really want to take this platform and use it to educate the world and children as well about blockchain technology and how they can utilize it. And more importantly, how they can make money with blockchain technology. So we have like Shiv Academy and lots of little things that teach people about how to code blockchain, graphic design, architecture, all these elements. And then in the platform itself, we're using a lot of ways where people can come in and generate income streams. Because to me, that's really important, having lots of multiple income streams, because when one falls out, you have all these others that back you up. And then some of them pop really hard and some of them don't. So that's really what we want to do, is get people, and especially people that might be underprivileged and not have, not grow up the way a lot of us have. So maybe children that live in these villages. Axie Infinity was really inspiring to us because they went into some of these countries that were not very developed. They had, poor internet, but the kids, they have older smartphones and they have laptops. And some of these children in like the Philippines were able to make the same amount of money as their parents were. And so for people like that, that's essentially life-changing money.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think I saw actually that you do have sort of pot ready full play to earn aspects as and when they come up. Just when I was taking a little browse through Etherscan. Yeah, Axie Infinity very much. Our scholars are majority from the Philippines, and it meant that when we had, I think it was a typhoon went through there, and we saw that affect a lot of our scholars. So we tried to help out sort of there where we could. But yeah, there is definitely life-changing money, which is obviously quantitative based on where you are in the world. But play to earn can have its downsides that you see from sort of the inflationary aspects of Axie Infinity. But yeah, I hope that hopefully that they've got that all sorted out. Obviously, the market isn't great out there at the moment. But on the sort of back of utility, one thing I always see with Shibaverse, and it's your logo, in fact, is we've got our little Roman balloon dogs. I've seen other balloon characters floating about. Where did those come from? What do they come with as sort of NFTs?
Right. Well, yes, the balloon dogs are NFTs, right? And they're actually your game piece in the project as well for the GameFi elements, because we plan to have, a series of different mini games for people to go in. So that's your one thing that you can do with the balloon dogs. Other things that you can do with your dogs is if you have real estate, you can breed your NFT dogs, which is not very common amongst NFTs, right? So you have 2 NFTs. And if you have real estate in the Genesis district, every fortnight, you're going to have 3 puppies. And the other districts, you might have 2 or 1. So essentially, you could take these dogs and even the special edition dogs and make more money with them. So a couple other things you can do with the dogs. We're going to allow staking of the dogs. You're going to be able to lend your dogs. So say you have a female in an apartment and you don't have a male, you can borrow a dog and essentially use it as a stud to reproduce dogs. And then the male owner gets, a little bit of cash for lending his dog out. So we're trying to give a lot of utility to the NFTs.
Who let the dogs out?
Yeah, right.
Sorry, I've got more cheesy jokes, but I'll try and hold myself back.
I like them. Keep going with it.
Yeah, I think you've touched on the many aspects that you want in terms of your audience, and mentioned expanding just outside of the initial and named Shiba ecosystem.
Yeah.
I see that you've had a partnership and investment from Cult, for example. Mm-hmm. Who is sort of the target audience besides sort of education for children, underprivileged children? What is the overarching goal in terms of who you're looking to sort of bring together, I guess?
I think we're trying to make this as inclusive as possible for everybody. It's a photorealistic metaverse. So I think visually it's very attractive to a lot of people. With the photorealism, I think people like me are going to want to get into this project more than another project that may look cartoonish or childlike, because I would like to get on some GameFi too, but if it's monsters battling it out, then it's not appealing to me. So I think that if we can make this as inclusive as possible and get it so that a lot of people want to play, then our numbers are going to go up and we'll sell from there.
Yeah, I often say that what is missing in metaverses is a bit of edge, because since everything is so there's having fun, and then there's just everything being like so fluffy, and it's like almost too much. It gets a bit sickening after a while when you've got so many like cartoons, like Decentraland, for example. It's just so I don't know, just cartoony. It's just everything is just so like.
Yeah, I feel like those really are geared towards a very particular age group. And so if you can get stuff for both younger people, younger adults, and adults, then it's very open to everybody.
Yeah, I've been speaking about that, but that is the thing. A lot of the metaverses seem to be targeted for children, or at least young adults,
which is great. But adults like to play too, right?
Also not using it. Most people in crypto are sort of young adults, but, you know, sort of 18, 19, 20 plus. I wouldn't say that there are a lot of teenagers. Obviously, they can buy on DEX, but maybe it's because they're not allowed, obviously, on core exchange where people start. So you don't actually get sort of, to my knowledge, I could be completely wrong, but I mean, maybe it's just on Twitter you don't see. But yeah, it seems like everybody is aiming for an audience that isn't there. And
yeah, you know, kind of, I feel like we have, as I'm starting to meet people in the crypto world, I originally thought that most people were their 20s or early 30s, but as I've gotten to know people, it's occurring to me that most people are actually my age. And I thought I was like the old geezer in the community at 40, but then I realized, oh, okay, there's actually a lot of people that are 40 to 50 years old that are in this community. And we have to build products for them too. It can't just be for this one genre of people.
Fair enough. I'm glad that you told me, Rage, because then I was like, I can't ask that, even though I am interested to find out after you've said it and pointed to it. No, I agree. And I think that seeing more and more people sort of step into this is extremely bullish. And I'm definitely noticing it now, especially in the gaming and metaverse space, because, you know, everyone really sort of, it never leaves you in terms of, you know, if you are a gamer and if you are sort of, you know, metaverse links into that, you know, that aspect, you don't just stop enjoying games. Just
Right.
like, you know, there's no sort of a end of that. So I think that is, you know, everyone always says gaming is going to be the thing that brings and makes sort of crypto and blockchain global and reaches mass audiences.
I mean, it's $1 billion industry, the gaming industry. So I feel like the crypto world is going to change it. The gaming industry, they need to step up and get in with the GameFi. Otherwise, they're going to get left behind on this technology. So it's kind of interesting that you brought that up, because it's been on my mind lately that crypto and GameFi is going to totally change how people play games entirely. Even apps, you know, you have Candy Crush or whatever, you're swiping. Well, now they have games that are crypto games that you're actually earning money instead of spending money on your phone. So why wouldn't you, as a user, an end user, pick something that you're actually going to make money with, opposed to one that's just going to drain your time and even charge you?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think one of the main gaps, which is what is being fixed, is again, sort of with your photorealistic metaverse, is that you know, right now there's metaverses which aren't blockchain based, which will, and just like there's games, for example, the person who makes like a play to earn Call of Duty or like play to earn like Nazi zombies or like even like any sort of shooter game which is sort of Call of Duty-esque or even like a FIFA-esque, a play to earn. I mean, it's just game over. They're going to take all the business.
Right.
But it's just, will the game companies allow that to happen? Because a lot of games, I've realized that there are a lot of fun games out there, but finding them is very, very difficult. And sort of conversion. But yeah, I think all you need is the money. The money is what's going to bring them over, because that's, you know, corporations and capitalism.
Right.
If they can grow in one area, but they can't grow in another, then, you know, they got to keep that growth going. So eventually they will have to. But speaking of commercial, the token, to my knowledge, doesn't have any sort of taxes. Is there any sort of burn functionalities, anything like that?
Yeah, we have burn features. We are burning Shib and Verse, and those come from the NFT proceeds, the royalties that are coming off the NFTs. So so yes, we don't need the taxes. I don't think we need it. We have a very strong community. We came from the Shiba Inu community, which, you know, the Ryoshi vision, there was no taxes in that either. So coming from that background, we already knew how to work with people that want to they want to make an investment and they want to shield their own investment and they want to get involved in the project and they want to do whatever they can to not only help their bag, but to grow the overall community. So I don't think we need the taxes. I think a lot of projects have them, and I get it. I personally don't like buying tokens with taxes. It makes it slightly more complicated when you're trying to do the trade.
The slippage and
the house always wins when you have the taxes. And it also kind of, I hate to say, a lot of rugging projects charge taxes, and then they run away with that marketing wallet, and everybody's like, what happened? I didn't know. Well, if you don't have a marketing wallet to run away with, then it makes it a lot harder to rug your people. So yeah, I don't think we need the taxes. We got a great community, and they're out there, and they're loud, and they're very for Shibaverse, and they want to tell the world about what we have going on.
That's the best part, I think. Yeah, I think that's why Cult has done so well, is the fact that it's an unnoticeable. It's like buying anything else, because it's under the sort of 0.5% standard slippage, so you don't notice it. So I think that's how they're able to collect sort of stuff for. But yeah, you mentioned burning of SHIB. Sort of what you said that was done on the NFT sales. Is that from sort of primary, a percentage of secondary?
Yeah, we're actually about to start it, and I believe it's 5% of the NFT income that comes in. I don't remember off the top of my head, but yes, we want to continue to support the Shiba Inu community, and if this is another way that we can do it, we wanted to put that into our tokenomics and get that going. So,
nice one. For all the support they're giving you, of course.
So
I may be getting this wrong, but do I see that you're planning for 2 chains, or are you on 2 chains already?
To change what?
For the metaverse, as in 2 blockchains.
Oh yeah, we're on 2 chains. Okay, so we started off on the Ethereum network. I think most people, especially in the Western world, are very familiar with ETH. It's easy to use. The downside to ETH is those gas fees are really high, right? And so we do have our dogs that are more expensive, the special edition dogs that are going to have different features and attributes that may make them play better in the games. But you can't have people in underprivileged areas paying $400 for a dog, right? So we have to have some that are affordable, so to get kids and adults into the GameFi aspect, right? So we're going to be launching a series of more affordable dogs that are about $20, right? But if the gas fee is $35, I think parents and adults would struggle to pay, a gas fee transaction on a $20 dog just to play a game. So we have our NFTs on the Polygon network right now, which is a fraction of a cent to do a trade, right? So it makes it more inclusive for more people. And if we're talking about, right now we're very heavy in the European world, some of the Middle Eastern world, and basically the Western part. As we're expanding and going east into these Asian countries, they're already very familiar with Polygon. They're deeper into GameFi than any of us. So it's just a matter of time, in my opinion, before Polygon really starts to catch on onto these other countries, and people see the value in paying a fraction of a cent over, these gas fees, which, I think last week or the last few days we saw $7, which is insane. Like, we never see $7, right? But then sometimes it's like 85, 90 when you're trying to do a transaction. You got to refresh until it goes down to 60. So
I can't remember when it was, but I think it was it might have been earlier this year. But yeah, recently it's been really good. But that's because there's no the volume's gone.
There's no volume, right. And so it's not going to stay that way, especially if we do a big NFT launch. If you do a big NFT launch and you're on Ethereum, say you have 5 or 10,000 and there's 5 or 10,000 people trying to buy in at the same time, you're going to create this gas war. And we don't want to see, you see it on these projects all the time, and I don't want to see that. So the Polygon is, it's a learning experience for a lot of people, I think, switching over to the Polygon network.
I know that their team is originally one of the reasons why they are sort of more over east. I know that they're an Indian team. And I know they're very, very, very big in India, which has obviously helped a bit more by the, what was supposed to be a legalization, but I think it's gone a bit sort of grey area again. But yeah, that's why they have more of a West Asia influence. I think BSC is still fairly more popular sort of in East Asia, because obviously CZ is Chinese. But yeah, Polygon is definitely up and coming, and in the gaming space as well. Particularly, there's a lot of very popular games and tokens like Ghost, Avagotchi, GHST, the ticker. So it's definitely. Do you have the Verse token on Polygon as well, or is that just?
No, we definitely have it on Polygon, right? Because if somebody comes in and they've made $10 or $15, playing their game, it doesn't make sense for them to use the Ethereum network to cash that in, right? If they're only cashing in the small amount of money, then it's put it on the Polygon network, so they get to keep all the money essentially.
And are you using QuickSwap or are you using Uniswap?
Both.
Okay, fair
Both.
enough.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sushi Swap, Uniswap, QuickSwap. There's another one, I forgot the name of it too. Shiba Swap.
Those are the only. Those are the only three that I knew on.
Mostly Sushi and QuickSwap, I think, with the Polygon.
Oh, fair enough. Well, then again, I know that Shiba Swap was forked from Sushi Swap. So do they have the functionality?
No, not that I know of.
Fair enough. I'm sure it wouldn't take too much in the code, but
right.
Oh well. You mentioned the balloons and play to earn. Do you know sort of what some of the games will entail? You also mentioned breeding, etc. How do users and anybody earn money within the metaverse?
Okay. Aside from the GameFi, you mean?
Well, every single way, I guess.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of different ways. So the GameFi is the obvious. The token value and hopefully the real estate value is also going to come into play there. But there is commercial and residential real estate, right? So if you have a storefront business, a virtual business, a music business, all those things you can essentially put in the commercial space, right? So if you're selling music NFTs, and that's the direction that you're heading because, record labels don't really pay that much. You can have your music displayed inside a commercial space where people can click and buy. So there's the commercial aspect. The residential aspect is really neat because you can breed your dogs if you have residential real estate. And you can also, say you're a designer, you can go in there and design the interior and use this photorealistic opportunity to show your clients your skills and abilities. Or you can display your NFTs. It can be a place where you have all of your NFTs displayed, and this is how I'm going to sell my NFTs. So there's a lot of different things that you can do with the real estate. And I think, maybe you make furniture, virtual furniture, and you want to sell your virtual furniture, you can use the residential or commercial for that type of thing as well. And, staking, that's huge. The staking rewards are pretty big in Shibaverse right now. I think I'm at like 70% on my stuff. So we're okay with that.
Do you have a timeline on or a rollout and roadmap on stages of when people can access like certain parts?
Yes.
Will there be avatars? Will people like sort of walk around and that?
Yes. Yeah. I can confidently tell you that people are going to be able to free walk into the metaverse. When the blockchain is going to be implemented, they haven't given me a very specific date on that, but I know it's very soon. I know we're getting very close to Genesis being launched. And then here's the thing is that this is a photorealistic environment that we're trying to get in the hands of people that are underprivileged. So they may not have strong internet, or they may not have, the latest smartphone or whatever. So these environments are pre-rendered. So, which is not typical for most photorealistic environments, right? You'd have to have a high-powered gaming PC or like a, what do you call them? I want to say Sega, but that's how old I am.
I'm trying to think
some sort of gaming system, whatever. I don't know much about gaming systems, but so we have to, in order for that to happen, these environments have to be pre-rendered, and there's over 4,000 renderings in Genesis alone. So we're just waiting for the computers to process all these renders so that we can implement our blockchain. So we're really close to that first district up and running.
Good stuff. See,
Yeah.
and also the best part is you haven't given any specific dates, which means no one can say when or hold you to anything.
Well, they can ask when all day long, which they do, but
Surely not. Surely
Right,
not in crypto. Nobody wants to know that.
every time I try to quote a date, I get slapped on the hand. Like, stop. We don't
See,
know. We can't predict these things.
every time I have quoted a date, it's always been wrong.
Same. Every time, yeah. And
even
then
if
they got to drag you on Twitter for it, right?
oh yeah, definitely. We've got a lot of questions. I'm going to scroll back up to try and find them. Let's take a look. Somebody typed Love Eyes, and then it came up with Love Eyes instead of Heart Eyes, and then they did the Heart Eyes afterwards. So this one's already been answered, which is the will Shibaverse have any play to earn features? But maybe just sort of go over that again in case anyone's joined halfway through.
Yeah, so we will have a series of mini games. Actually, it's a what do you call it? A theme park where people can go in, and we got a crypto coaster that people can ride and all that kind of stuff. So that's where our games are going to be. So people can go into this adventure land and select whatever game that they want to play. So
A specific crypto coaster. Nice.
yeah, I liked it.
Can they deviate from the track? That's the question. Because if
Right.
otherwise it's close to earn, it's not played.
It's got to stay on the track.
Fair enough. And where can people buy Verse? So you mentioned about some of the exchanges on Polygon.
Yes. Most people are using ShibaSwap. I would say Uniswap would be the second. And if you go to Shibaverse.io, we have the buttons pretty handy on the near the top of the screen. So trying to make it easier on everybody, just click and buy.
Nice. I think someone on Jane said, can we have a VEMP stud puppy? I think we will be able to eventually. Yes. We have the balloon dogs. They're ready and waiting. So eventually,
yes,
we'll have the puppies. We'll keep us updated on when we can get those.
Of course, they're very cute and fearless. They got their shields and their little Roman helmets. They're awesome.
The furry thing. See, yes, I'm going to get
Mohawk.
I don't know what it's called, but yeah, very Caesar. Will it be Oculus/VR compatible?
Yes, absolutely. And I have my Oculus. I've tried it out, and I've gone up in the helicopter and the hot air balloons and looked around, and it's pretty cool. I'll be honest with you. The Oculus, I can spend about 5 to 10 minutes in it before I start to get really nauseous. So I actually prefer the PC version. But I think if you're younger, you probably, like to put it on and look around and stuff. So it's cool. Yeah.
See, I have to admit, and maybe I'll get shot for this. I don't have an Oculus, even though, technically, I guess we're not a metaverse, but being in that industry and not having Oculus, maybe I can say it's because I don't support Meta. I'll use that as an excuse.
Yeah, that kind of. I thought about that when I was buying it. Do I invest, help out with this company? But theirs is so good compared to the other ones. I tried out other ones too. I can't remember the names, but the Oculus was a better quality, in my opinion. And it was a little more versatile. There's more features that you could go into and apps that you can download. So while it is a Facebook product, it's pretty nice. I'll admit that.
Will have Apple come out or said they're going to do one yet? Because they'll always one up them, in my opinion.
Right. Yes, and I will probably buy that one for sure.
To be fair, I think out of all of the technology companies, like you hear horror stories about all of them, but Facebook in particular has a very bad name. But Apple, I don't know if it's because people just accept that it's the better product, so they don't go after it as much. I know they've had some bad press about international factories, etc., but they don't seem to be as hated at home as people like Mark Zuckerberg. But maybe that's because he's just so unlikable. But yeah, I think Apple seems to be able to just sort of bring something out that's got so much more of a human user interface. It just flows better. But yeah, now I'm shilling Apple. Poor me. Will vEmpire start using Polygon? So At present, yeah, we're on BSC. Polygon was originally one of our intentions to sort of bridge across. The reason why I went for BSC first was mostly due to the fact that we had a large sort of Chinese community which preferred BSC, and Polygon Bridge is definitely in the pipeline, but we've actually got Solana coming first now. So
that's awesome.
yeah, we should have that. No, I'm not going to give timelines actually. Sometime next month.
There you
go. We've got we're looking for an auditor. We're speaking to 2 people at the moment. It's just a nightmare. Auditors are hard to find, and Rust is so expensive, and auditing Rust is so expensive.
Yes.
The racket out there. How I think this is how will Shibaverse affect you? I think it means Shibaverse.
Oh, how will the metaverse affect us?
Yeah.
I don't think it will. It's 2 totally different projects. And, some people are going to like Shib the metaverse more than the other. If you like Sandbox, you're probably going to like Shib the metaverse because it seems like it's very similar. But if you're trying to go for something different and you're looking for more of an educational money-making aspect, you might like Shibaverse better. So I'm not sure because, we really don't know a whole lot about Shib the metaverse other than pixels right now in a couple games. So
did they ever sell out?
I don't think they're sold out yet.
Yeah,
I think you can still buy them.
Yeah, I thought because we've had some offers on some of ours, but I seem to remember it got to I remember seeing like a reminder on the final day and seeing there was quite a fair few available. First party at your apartment in Genesis District.
Okay, we'll do it.
Jeff, you've got your answer. There we go. That is everything we have. But as soon as I start saying that it's everything we have, somebody usually comes in and asks another question just to make sure that I can never close in one fell swoop. And I'm slowing down purposely to see if there's any more questions. I'll give it
type fast, people.
Yeah, I'll give it probably as long as I can ramble on without it getting awkward, which is starting to get towards the end of this. Fair warning, we're out. All right. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. Make sure that you are following both of our socials. Remember, that's Shibaverse rather than Shibaverse. Shibaverse.io, right?
Yes, on Twitter it's Shibaverse_IO, but the website is Shibaverse.io.
Oh, thank God. Oh, damn it, James Gregory. We did have one. I think he did that on purpose. So do vEmpire have any plans for their own metaverse? We have spoken about it. Hopefully eventually, but we got enough to build at the moment, to be honest. I don't even want to think about that. So for now, we will use all of the numerous ones that are going to be available, and I'm sure we'll be taking part in Shibaverse as soon as we have the opportunity. So thanks for joining, Shannon. Thank you for watching, everybody. And jump into our socials and let us know any questions you think of afterwards.
Thank you, Dom.
Thank you.